YouTube, what is going on? It's Narrative Talk 23. I'm back with another video. Before we get into the video, YouTube, I need you to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Turn on that post notification bell while you at it. We are back with another true crime video. I'm probably going to do at least one true crime video a day because I actually do like watching these. Some of these stories be like weird and sad. I don't know, but today we got the teen who killed 6 people while trying to become TikTok famous. Let's get straight into it.
It's been very, very hard, and honestly, I think the defendant should be in jail and not at home. We can't see our families now, and why should he?
This woman is crying after losing her mother in a horrific crash caused by this teen, Noah Thomas Gale. The teen was chasing Clout on social media, driving at 151 miles per hour when he rammed into a vehicle carrying the 6 people. None of them came out alive. Well, except the teen. But why would someone be this reckless? This is the devastating case of the teen who killed 6 people while trying to become TikTok famous.
150?
After completing their shift at Perro Family Farms in Delray Beach, Florida, 6 women, Melaine Gelsias, Marie Louise, Ramirez Michelle Saint, Folane Duyu, and Vanis Persina got into a car to go home to their families, but they never made it alive.
6 people are dead after a crash last night in Delray Beach. The crash closed 4:41 for hours. WPTV News Channel 5's Brianna Nesrell. She's live right there at the scene. And Brianna, what are you hearing from the Sheriff's Office this evening?
You know, this accident stands as one of the deadliest crashes in Palm Beach County, and it all started right here on US 441 with both cars traveling northbound, and we're still seeing some of the debris here left from the crash. This is what's left on US 441 after PBSO says the driver of a 2019 BMW rear-ended an SUV last night, killing the driver of the SUV and 5 passengers.
The gruesome crash happened at around 11 p.m. on January 27, 2022, along State Road 7. Merlane, who was driving the SUV, tried to make a turn when all of a sudden a speeding BMW came out of nowhere and slammed right into the vehicle. The impact was so great that it caused the SUV to roll over, sending 3 of the women flying out of the car. This is what the incident report said. During the collision, the front of V1 violently impacted the rear of V2, crushing the rear of V2 forward several feet into the passenger compartment. Immediately after impact, V2 was redirected to the northwest while rotating counterclockwise off inside of the road and into the center median. It began flipping.
So that means when he hit it from the back, and the back part slammed to the front, bro.
Rolling over before coming to a final rest upside down within the center median facing northwest.
The BMW struck a gray Nissan Rogue. It was occupied by 6 people, as we mentioned. 5 of them were deceased on scene, and 1 later was pronounced dead at the hospital.
It was a devastating accident that left the entire community in mourning. The families of the victims were completely heartbroken as they tried to process this loss.
He said that his wife left home. She have a daughter of 10. She left home. His wife was fined, and she never reached back home. This has been a very, very hard situation for my whole family, my sister and I, and my daughter. She's 8. Every time she comes home, she's been asking, why can't Grandma come back, Mom?
But soon their heartbreak and sadness would soon turn into outrage when they realized that this was not just a mere accident. It had been caused by a selfish, reckless teen for clout.
Very, very hard.
The last time Lindy Lewis saw her mother, Marie Michelle Lewis, was when she dropped her off to work on January 27th, never thinking it would be the last time she would see her alive.
And I have to live with that. I feel like I take her to be killed.
Later on that day, her mother, along with 5 of her co-workers, were killed as they were leaving work in a violent car accident in Delray Beach.
The person deputies say is responsible for the crash is 18-year-old Noah Thomas Galley. He has now been charged with 6 counts of vehicular homicide.
So who is this guy, and how did he get here?
Damn, 6 counts.
Noah Thomas Gale was born around 2004 into a privileged family. He grew up in Wellington, Florida with his parents, Craig and Helena Gale, giving him everything he could ever want. On the night of the crash, Noah was racing his BMW M5 down the Delray Beach Highway when he crashed into the Nissan. Astoundingly, while everyone else died in the crash, Noah only got off with an injured ankle. He was later taken to the hospital, where an officer reportedly asked him, "Hey, how fast were you driving?" And he answered, "Above 120. But authorities would later find out that he was actually doing up to 151 miles per hour.
When he drove in the back, when he crashed into the vehicle again, there was no break of light. Our investigation shows he was traveling 151 miles an hour. It struck the vehicle from the back, which caused the vehicle to rotate, and then there were ejections on scene.
The first officer at the scene said that he saw Noah lying on the ground on the passenger side of his BMW, and he approached him to ask if he was okay and if someone else was in the vehicle. Noah did not answer him, but witnesses who were standing by told the officer that there was no other passengers. Later at the hospital, staff members would tell the police that they smelled an odor of alcohol while they were treating Noah, though when they ran tests on him later, they didn't find anything.
Sheriff's Office investigators say a BMW was speeding north on State Road 7 just before 11 p.m. Thursday night, driven by a 17-year-old Wellington male. Deputies say the teen rear-ended an SUV, killing all 6 inside. The father of that teen telling me tonight, he's crushed, he's just devastated, as we all are. According to the incident report, the BMW's driver came up behind a Nissan Rogue SUV and collided into the rear of the SUV. The BMW spinning off to the right, the Nissan spinning to the left into the median, where it flipped several times. All 6 people in the SUV died, 5 at the scene and 1 at the hospital. The driver of the BMW was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The investigative officer checked the box on the incident report suggesting alcohol or drug use by that teenage driver. The teen's father says his son was at home with the family until leaving to go see a friend shortly before the crash. He says his son was not drinking and says, quote, "It's inaccurate. The blood tests that were done last night showed no alcohol."
As the police started digging into Noah's life, they found something quite disturbing. It turned out that this was not his first time over speeding. He had videos on his social media accounts where he had recorded himself speeding throughout Southeast Florida in his 2019 white BMW. And, like that's not already bad enough, in at least one video, he offered $25 to his followers if they could correctly guess how fast he was going. But there's more. In one video, which he had posted on TikTok a few weeks before the tragic crash, he is seen driving at about 181 miles per hour on the I-95. He had also previously been stopped by the police for driving 180 miles per hour in Palm Beach County. How could he have gotten away with this for so long? After months of investigation, Noah was arrested on April 6, 2022, and charged with 6 counts of vehicular manslaughter, each carrying a 15-year prison sentence. But get this, despite all the evidence against him, he actually pleaded not guilty to the charges. During his first hearing at juvenile court, his defense lawyer claimed that the teen had been on psychiatric medication since he was 12, and claimed that the medication may have contributed to the accident. She went on to say that Noah was having thoughts of harming himself and needed to be at home and under supervision.
Noah has had medications that he shared with Dr. Alexander. We received a call today Noah's mom did, from the facility, and they've expressed concerns that Noah is suicidal.
However, the prosecution said that Noah will get all the help he needs in juvenile detention, which is where he is needed to be after what he has done. The victims' family members also took the stand and described what life without their loved ones, some of whom had young children. They begged the judge not to release Noah, saying that their loved ones deserved justice.
My uncle essentially just wants the court to understand how distraught he is by this situation. It's essentially broken his family.
It's been very, very hard, and
They better not release him.
honestly,
Gonna be speeding.
I think the defendant should be in jail and not at home. We can't see our families now. And why should we?
The judge agreed with this and ruled that he should remain in the detention center because it was well equipped to meet his needs.
But it is appropriate for the youth to remain in secure detention for the 21st day of April 27. The court finds that the Department of Juvenile Justice has appropriate procedures in place.
But justice would not come easy for the victims' families, because soon after, Noah's case was transferred to an adult court, and he was released on bond and placed under house arrest after the defense claimed that he was undergoing some medical treatment.
That's right, and there were a lot of gasps and crying from the victims' family members that were inside the room as the judge announced that Noah Galley would be let out on house arrest. Now, it comes after the bond was $300,000. That's for all 6 counts. Now, part of the reason this was granted is because the defense team told the judge that Noah Galley had a significant medical issue that was undiagnosed prior to the accident. Now, they didn't clarify what it was, though, but said that he has had months of testing and treatment since and has recently gone under emergency surgery. Now, because of that, he will be able to be transported to his various medical appointments. The judge was clear and told him, you get behind the wheel, you go back to jail.
This decision came as a huge blow to the families of the victims, who couldn't understand why the perpetrator would be given more consideration than the people that he killed.
It's a very big slap in the face, and I feel like if this is how it's gonna be, where's justice gonna be at?
In fact, she felt during the hearing that it was all about the defendant and his medical condition than about the victims who passed away.
He was coherent enough to be behind the wheels, so he's okay to pay the consequences now.
One of the victims, Merlane Gelsius' husband, filed a lawsuit against the teen's parents, Craig and Helena, saying that they were responsible for their son's negligent acts. In the lawsuit, he says that Merlane, who was driving the SUV, had a 10-year-old daughter who completely depended on her and had incurred mental pain and suffering as a result of her mother being cruelly taken from her. He went on to state that Noah's parents had a responsibility to ensure that their son was operating his motor vehicle in a safe and careful manner because they had authorized their son to apply and obtain a driver's license before he was 18. This case is still ongoing, but I hope that these families will soon get the justice they deserve. What do you think about this case? Should Noah's parents be blamed for their son's actions? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And if you liked this video,
I never been a parent, bro. But one thing I do know, parents can't control everything. They tell him one thing, he gonna do what he want at the end of the day. So his parents is not responsible for him driving 150 and killing all the people. He the one who did that, bro. But as far as him, he needs to sit in jail for some time. Because him, if they give him probation, he's not going to learn. He's going to be back out there speeding. But YouTube, if you're rocking with the channel, leave me a like, comment on the video, and sub. Catch me on the next one.